Hi everyone, I'm Moody Boo and I am back with another list. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am so glad you're here. And if you're not new, welcome back. I am really glad you're here as well. And thank you. And before we go too much farther, as you can see, I added a boost sign. I found a boost sign and it turns on and it changes colors. It's a little too visually chaotic, I feel, at this point to have both of them going, because I also got my logo done and in one of these things that I even have a remote and everything that I can change the color of it, which I love. I can change it. I can change what it does. I can change how fast it goes. And I got to tell you, I'm going to put the link down below, if I can remember to do so, from the Etsy store that I got this made. It was like $70 or something for this thing. And it's a nice size little sign here. And I just sent her a picture of my logo, and within, I don't know, a couple hours maybe not even that long, she sent me back 2 designs. She was like, well, here's your original design with the circle around it. And she said, or would you rather it be like this without the circle? And I went, without the circle, please. And she shipped it the next day. It was easy. It was fast. And it looks amazing. This is perfect. This is my logo, absolutely. And it looks lovely. Anywho, again, I will try to remember to put her link down below to her Etsy store. So this list is going to be 5 perfumes in my collection that I adore, but they also have notes I can't stand.
Like, subscribe, ding the bell, ding, 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 ding.
So while I was doing the research for this video, I was really surprised. I thought I was much pickier than I actually am. There's not nearly as many notes that I dislike as I thought. There are some, there are a handful. And each one of these perfumes has either a note or a combination of notes in it that I don't like. But I love each of these perfumes for different reasons. So let's get started. Now, I've talked about Le Gift by Jivago a lot. And this is a perfume that they sent me. I did not pay for this perfume. So, and it's really out of my wheelhouse. But, oh, I really like this one. Oh, it's very classy. It just kind of reminds me of almost like an old school perfume that's been modernized or something. And this has a bunch of notes in it I don't like musk. It's also got ylang ylang and vanilla, which I adore. Peach, white flowers like jasmine and basil, lily of the valley. Rose and amber are also in there. I'm going off of Fragrantica right now, not Jivago's website. If somebody is sending me a perfume, I try really hard not to look up any notes right before I smell it. I want to get a very organic, very genuine mental picture in my head once I get it. You know, sometimes I've got to wear a perfume for a while before I do get that mental picture. And this one did take a bit of time because I was so in my own head about notes that I don't like, that when I smelled some of the musk and the clean and the freshness and the linen kind of smell going on with this perfume, I was like, no, oh God, no. That is my nemesis. I like dirty. I don't like clean. But the more I worked with this perfume, the more I was like, well, I may have to recalculate my scent pyramid of those that I don't care for. because this, I really love it. And I went from no to to well to hey to alrighty then. This perfume took me on a journey. But I don't like white musk. I don't like peach. The rose is fine in here. It's not a heavy rose. I'm not big into a lot of white florals. And lily of the valley. That one just is a no for me. But in the proper proportions and with the right supporting notes, I have to rethink my whole dislike list. I mean, I really do. And I just love this bottle. It's like an iceberg erupting. It's like a brilliant icy gem erupting from an iceberg or something. I love it. 2-piece, you know. So a lot of people don't like the bottle. I do. The only thing I don't like is it's a little tall. It's a little hard to find shelf space that's tall enough for it. So, and it performs really well too. It is a bit on the feminine side, I will say, only because it gives this light, clean linen, slightly floral, slightly sweet, musky kind of wow. That was really long and convoluted yet again. But that's really what it is. And so when I think of those kind of notes, I usually think of a woman. If you were to take that floral aspect out of there and just have it like clean and a bit soapy, linen, clean linen kind of smell, then absolutely. But there's something about the fruit and the floral in there that it gives it ruffles a little bit, I gotta say. So I adore it. Lay Gift by Jivago. Next. So the next perfume with notes I dislike, but I adore the perfume, is Kerosene's Santalum Slivers. And this one was not a love at first sniff for me either. I think there's only one. No. There's a couple in here that were pretty close to love at first sniff, but this was not one of them. This is a citrusy, woody, almost slightly metallic smelling kind of a citrus wood kind of smell. And at first it was a bit too niche for me. I like my woody smells a little more smooth, a little more well blended, a little more buttery. But this is not that. This is rougher around the edges. And yet, in the core of it, it is very smooth. It's citrus, it's wood. And that citrus is incredibly beautiful on it. It's like a lemon grapefruit kind of bright citrus combo without being lemon pledge or something like that. And there's this beautiful like sweet orange note though that really combines with the sandalwood. The citrus notes are kind of like a hat the sandalwood is wearing, whereas the orange has actually become part of its DNA, in my opinion, with that citrus and wood opening. The thing is that in the middle, it gets a little weird for me. And then I realized it's because there's cucumber and hay in there. Now, hay will tend to make things too powdery, but it's not a light baby powder kind of powdery. It's a much more coarse kind of powderyness that I get from hay a lot of times. It'll be a little grainy, a little earthy. It can be a little sweet, but this hay is kind of coarse and a little bit powdery. So, and then mixed with that cucumber, it took a weird spin for me. I mean, it seriously went from this beautiful, slightly sweet, citrusy sandalwood to a what the F moment. What happened? I don't understand it anymore. But then some of the vetiver and the other woody notes start to come up in this beautiful earthiness. It's a deep earthiness though. Comes up to greet all the citrus and the sandalwood. And I gotta say, the cucumber and the hay, well, the hay in this regard, I think is what's given it that hint of metallic. I think it's the hay, and it may be the cucumber as well, because metal is very cold overall. And cucumber to me is a cold note. Now, hay is kind of neutral in my opinion, and this is just in my own mind. I have hot and cold notes. Usually I wear a lot of cold notes during the summer, and I wear warm notes during the winter. So, you know, your cool notes to me are like citruses and cucumber and things like that. So, but cucumber, it doesn't do it for me. It usually doesn't. In fact, a lot of times it will add this weird bitter greenness to a perfume that I just don't care for. Now with this, it's much smoother. And that metallic cucumber kind of greenness blends with that earthy note when it comes up to greet the rest of the notes as well. And then it just gets lost in the pool of santalum slivers. You can't really detect it once the base notes really come up. It's a beautiful perfume. It's very niche for a woody perfume. It's really, and that's one thing I love about John Pegg, is that to make a woody perfume complicated is really saying something. But he has made a very dynamic perfume here. And it's very niche, and I adore it. It performs very well. And it's incredible perfume. So I think I saw everything. So next. Now the next one was Love at First Sniff. And it's a mind blower to me. And that's Nishane's 100 Silent Ways. Oh, it's so pretty. Some days I like it more than Ani by Nishane. I got it. Oh, and today's one of those days. Oh my God, it's stunning. And this is vanilla, and it's got gardenia in it, and it's got peach and tuberose. It also has some citruses in there, and it's got vetiver and sandalwood and some orris. And did I say vanilla? I'm not big into white florals, and gardenia is one of the hardest for me. Tuberose, I am learning to love, but it's got to be creamy. It's got to be sweet. It's got to be the main star of the show of any other white florals that are in there is the tuberose, and it's got to have some supporting notes that kind of lift it up, because it, to me, just a straight tuberose or a straight gardenia or a straight jasmine perfume is like a puddle of sweet too muchness that's laying on the earth. And you need other notes that will lift it up and not make it quite so thick and sweet and heavy. So I love it when they pair, like this one is paired with the sandalwood and the orris and the vetiver, and some of those citruses like orange. It's a beautiful perfume. They blended it to perfection. It's sweet, it's creamy, it's white floral without being gardenia or tuberose. And this is one of the exceptions to my rules, because I always like tuberose to be the biggest player, like I just said, of the white flowers, if I'm going to have a white floral heavy perfume. Jasmine sometimes, but usually I prefer it to be tuberose, not gardenia, not lily of the valley. This one is pretty much just a white floral nectar, sweet, almost gourmandy nectar to me. This is just a sweet, It's not quite tropical, but it's getting close. You know, it's in the boat paddling to the palm trees on some deserted island. But it's more white floral than it is gourmand. But there's a definite gourmand element to this. Oh! Wow, this is so pretty. It's very sweet. So unlike Santalum Slivers, which I didn't say, but I meant to, that's very unisex. I think more men are attracted to Santalum Slivers, but it's a little, it's a little coarser of a perfume than 100 Silent Ways. This is much smoother, much better, well blended. It's sweeter. It's got that gourmand floralness, that flormand kind of a feel to it, and it's one of my all-time favorite perfumes. I can't even. I'm just stunned that I adore white floral as much as I do. It's vanilla, white floral, a little bit of woody, little bit of fruits in there. It's just gorgeous perfume. Performs outstanding for me. It's a little spendy. Nishane is a little bit more of a spendy house. Now, I didn't say, but Les Gift, I think it's close to $200 USD for a bottle. Santalum Slivers is mid-range. It's right about the 150 range, right in there, give or take 5 or 10. So, all right, next up. Another note that I can't stand besides peach and gardenia and cucumber and lily of the valley is aldehydes. And that's probably why I can't stand Chanel No. 5. I love it on my mother, but that's because I was raised smelling it on her, mixed with her half-chewed Wrigley spearmint gum and her cigarette smoke, you know, and her sweater. All of those aromas mixed in with the Chanel No. 5 just makes me think of my mother. And so, of course, I adore it for that reason. I would never wear Chanel No. 5. Now, there was a flanker I didn't hate. I don't remember what it was. But I didn't like it either. I just didn't hate it. And so I was a little taken aback. And I have had this bottle for a while. I have decanted, I think I still, it performs well for me. So I think I still have probably 2 or 3 mLs of a 10 ml decant left of Byredo's M&M Ink or M Mink. This is a weird one, though. This is weird. This is a weird perfume. So it really shook me that I adored it early in my, fairly early in my perfume journey, because it's pretty niche. It's like a little animalic, a little inky, definitely aldehydes, and a bit of patchouli. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh my God, I love it. So this is just aldehydes. There's some incense in there, and you definitely get that. And patchouli and honey, that's a weird thing. Aquatic notes, and there's some floral notes and some amber. I don't really get amber or floral notes, and I don't get honey. Now the aquatic notes, the sea notes, I can definitely see that. It's a hint salty to me. But for me, it's all about the aldehydes, the incense, and the patch. Now, I wonder if that honey is what's given it a hint of animalic, because there is definitely a little bit of mammalian musk type of smell in here. And, oh, it's so pretty. You know what this reminds me a little bit of? Mink just gives me a little bit of vibe of another perfume I adore by Bruno Alcampora, Musk. So I may have to do a side-by-side on these, because I think there are some similarities. Yeah, but Mink is less earthy and much more aldehydic and a little sweeter, I want to say. Oh yeah, and it's more animalic to me. This is a super interesting perfume, but do not blind buy this. I wouldn't recommend it. You need to sniff it out first. So I don't know if it's supposed to be M Mink. That's always what I've called it. Somebody else corrected me years back and said it's actually M&M Ink. So I don't know, but there is a mink and an ink kind of a smell to it. It's animalic. It's a little inky. It's a little hint of spicy patchouli to it. Byredo. It's a really good house. And this is a really cool perfume. So lasts really well on me. Because of its minkiness, I think that it's a little more masculine personalities will appreciate it as opposed to feminine. But I love this stuff. I love it. It's a crazy perfume, but I adore it. It's aldehydes. No. Time out. No. No for me. That's a no for me. But in M&M Ink and Byredo, love that perfume. The last one is a peach bomb. And that's crazy to me. But it's the kind of peach that I like. And that's SoOud's Orris. And this is the nectar, not the EDP. This is the actual nectar. Or are the big white bottles, are those EDTs and this is EDP? I don't think so. I think this is a higher concentration. And I should have put this in. I was going to put this in, show you my dent. But it's not a clear enough bottle, but you can see. I've used quite a bit of it. Getting close to half, at least a third of it. And this is so pretty. Oh, damn. This is that sweet peach, though, that I was talking about. I don't like peach because it's usually dry. And it's like you're smelling the fuzzy skin instead of the pulp, the nectar, the meat, the sweet meat of a peach. This, on the other hand. I love it. I love this stuff. Oh, I haven't worn it in so long. I'm going to put some on. I don't have anything on. I know it's a weird thing. Oh. So this is peach and honey and vanilla, and there's almonds and plum and tonka and some berries in there and some iris and some woods in the dry down. And there isn't a huge trajectory with this one. This one is just a little journey. It stays that sweet, earthy, woody peach pretty much through the wearing. It gets a little less sweet in the dry down because I think some of those wood notes come up to greet it and dry it out just a little bit. It's a little less sweet, a little less juicy in the deep dry down, but I still adore it. I think it's that honey, peach, vanilla combo that keeps it relevant throughout the whole wearing. That sweet, nectary peach. Even though it does lighten up, you still detect it. Oh, God, I love this stuff. So this is a really good one for warmer weather. Problem is that it seems to dissipate much quicker for me in warmer weather than it does cooler weather. And because it's a nectar, and at the time it was spendy. Now this one you can find on discount stores too. I don't know if you can find the nectar, but I know you can find the EDPs, the white bottles, the big white bottles. Because this is only 1 ounce, the nectars. The other ones are, I believe, 50 ml. So, and I have one of those, and it performs every bit as well as the nectar. So the nectar is a little more spendy, so I wouldn't bother with the money. I would go ahead and buy the bigger white bottles. Gorgeous stuff, super unisex. I think this is almost a formal kind of a smell. And I know I haven't talked about that with the other ones, Mink, I think that would have to be by Byredo. It couldn't be a formal smell. That would have to be a go out and have fun smell because it's almost too niche. Lay Gift, I've talked about before, can be day, work, or formal. You can do either one with that. Santalum Slivers is too niche, I think, to wear to formal occasions. I think that's more one for going out, hanging out with friends, going out and having fun kind of thing. And Nishane 100 Silent Ways, that's got to be a little cooler weather because it's pretty sweet, but not too cool. You could wear it, I think, summer nights. I do, because that white floral nectar is just gorge. And definitely spring and fall and winter. So you probably could wear it pretty much year round as long as you didn't wear it the heat of the day kind of thing. This one, I think you could wear year round. I definitely think this one's a little more nighttime and it's a little more formal. I don't really see this as a perfume to go out and party with, go dancing or anything like that. This is definitely more intimate, I think, kind of a smell. Oh, love it. Love it. And that's Oris by SoOud. And that had the peach note. Big peach. Big, huge peach. And I hate peach, but I love that one. So that has been 5 perfumes in my collection that I love with notes I hate. So I am so grateful for you being here. Thank you so much. And don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell and comment if you want. If you don't, it's all good. I still love you. Use your nose. Peace.